Hello guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So before we get started talking about today's build, I just quickly want to remind you guys that I am currently running a giveaway. So there'll be 3 winners total, and each winner will be able to choose one pack of their choice for The Sims 4. All you gotta do to enter the giveaway is download Disney Emoji Blitz by clicking on the link in the pinned comment or in the description box. Hit level 5 in the game, then take a screenshot and send it to me either on Twitter or on Instagram. You can find all my socials linked in the description box as always, and you can also tag me in a tweet if you find that a little bit easier. The winners will be announced on the 16th of April over on the community tab, so if you decided to join the giveaway, I would highly recommend that you keep an eye on the community tab. And also, the link actually works as a creator code, so all money that you spend in-game actually helps support me and the channel. And yeah, I think that was about it. I just quickly wanted to remind you guys because we are closing in on the end date for the giveaway, so if you haven't joined it yet, you can, or if you haven't partaken in it yet, you can still do it. You still got time. Just follow the instructions and you should be all good. So good luck to all of you. Now let's talk about this build. So today we are more or less recreating a real house. Actually, I don't know if it ended up being built, but I found this kind of like concept art of it. I think it was concept art. It might have been actually, but I don't know anymore. Anyways, so we're kind of doing like a Real to Sims challenge. I don't usually call this a challenge though, because not to sound all like hoity-toity or whatever, is that even the right way to use that term? But I just don't see recreating houses as a proper challenge. I don't know. I built a lot of houses, so it kind of, I don't know, maybe whatever. So I just don't usually call this a challenge anyways, was my point. But we are doing the Real to Sims kind of thing today. So this is from a Polish website, I think, and I did follow it down to a T when it came to the facade, a little bit at the back as well. However, I did have to come up with some of the landscaping myself just because I was building on a wide lot instead of a narrow, long lot, if that makes sense. So we're building on a 30 by 20 in Evergreen Harbor today, by the way, just before I forget to say it. We're sticking to the color scheme for the exterior. I tried to recreate the garage as well as I could, but I did sway away from the real house when it came to the floor plan, because I couldn't make the house as long as the real version was the real version, whatever. So we're not doing it like fully Real to Sims, but because it's so close to the original when it comes to the exterior, I'm still standing by that term. I'm still going with the Real to Sims situation, whatever. But I did have to come up with a floor plan for the upstairs too. I don't know what the actual floor plan was for the upstairs because everything just sort of came naturally when it came to the upstairs. It just made sense to just put down the rooms like that because I ended up placing the staircase in the corner, so you'll see that once we get to the interior. But for the first floor or the ground floor, whatever you want to call that, I decided to go with an open concept, so it's all just gathered in one room. I'm sure when it comes to when it comes to that doesn't actually work in real life because you need supporting walls and all of that, but for The Sims, it made sense for this house to have an open concept on the ground floor. So we have both a living room situation, a dining table right behind the couch right here, and also an open kitchen. Everything is play tested, so for me personally in my game, it was completely fine. It should work for you guys too, as long as you make sure to activate, what's it called? Move objects on, before you place this down. Everything should be in its right place. I know that doesn't always work. Like the video that I did, when was it? Saturday? I actually activated move objects on before I placed down my houses, and I still had things missing. So what's that about, you know? A little bit weird. But because I always build with move activated, or it's kind of implied when you say move objects on, I just, you have to activate that cheat before you place down any of the builds that I have uploaded to the gallery. I've always used that cheat. I'll always use it in the future. It's amazing. If you don't already build without Moo, you definitely should. Other than that, they also have a bathroom on the ground floor as well, and of course it's by the front door because I love having a bathroom right by the front door. Aren't you guys like... Isn't it understandable that a lot of people just have to pee right away when they get home? Like, I feel like I don't like public toilets. we're gonna talk about some stuff now. I don't like public toilets, okay? They're always nasty. So I'm from a country where actually, in general, I don't think public toilets are that bad here, to be honest. I just don't like them. I just don't like them. So I always just wait until I'm home. But that means when I'm home, I really gotta go right away. So it's always nice when there's a toilet right by the front door, right? So I always do that in The Sims. It just makes sense. Also, having to walk home from school sometimes and having to fish out keys from my backpack before I could unlock the door and get in. Oh my gosh, I've had some very, very close calls. So I just appreciate when there's a bathroom or a toilet right by the front door. That's it. That's the explanation. But other than that, we basically just have like an open living room with a kitchen. We call this in kitchen all room in Danish, actually. Did I just say N? A kitchen all room, which is basically just like kitchen and then everything room. Does that make sense? So you can basically just like stand in the kitchen and watch the TV while you're cooking or something. I hope they have good ventilation here. Otherwise, it would kind of suck to just sit and chill in the living room while watching a movie and someone's cooking up behind you, like frying bacon or something that really smells like this. Not saying that's a bad smell. If like whatever, if you like bacon, it's very nice, but you don't want to sit there and smell it when you're watching TV, or maybe you're just not hungry or whatever. So I hope they have good ventilation. We're going off on so many sidetracks today. That's not how you put it, but you guys get what I mean, as per usual. I do actually really prefer an open concept though. It's a different vibe when it comes to The Sims. I do like both in The Sims. In real life, I most definitely prefer an open concept, an open floor plan. It just, I don't know, everything or everyone's just hanging out in one room at the same time. And if you're standing there cooking, you can still talk to the people that are sitting at the dining table talking together, you know, like you're never fully left out or anything like that. So I just prefer it like that. I just prefer open rooms, bigger open rooms. Not necessarily like big, mansion big, but just like without walls, basically. Big like that. So yeah, I don't know, for The Sims it's kind of like, it depends on the day, you know? Also, I realized that I've been building some houses that are quite similar to this lately, but I sat down and I just realized that this was what I was in the mood for. So I'm just gonna build it. I'm gonna build what I'm in the mood for. And it just so happens to be more modern looking, kind of eco-like houses these days. So that's my vibe. It's probably going to change at some point. We'll get like, I don't know, a new pack and it's going to be all whatever the next pack is about. I don't know. We'll probably have, if it's something to do with garage bands, we'll probably have a lot of suburban houses with garages, full-on garage bands in there, like every single house is going to have some kind of awesome garage, you know? That's the situation. But these days, I just like this kind of vibe where it's just modern and sleek and kind of tranquil on the interior as well. Everything is just sort of like lighter and stuff. So I've been through a lot of phases before. So I've been through one where I would add a lot of color. I've been through one where everything was sort of like dark brown. But these days, it's like white and beige. I don't know. And also, the exterior of this house actually more or less reminds me of Scandinavian design or Scandinavian architecture, which is probably why I like this sort of build. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. I'm probably going to be saying that 20 times, well, more than 20 times. Please don't count. It's fine. But yeah, I've been building some of these houses before lately, and I do realize that, but that's just my vibe these days, so I'm sticking to it. It's not always going to be like this. We all go through phases, and this is just what I feel like building today. So I am a little bit worried. I've said this so many times, but like, what am I going to do if they release a futuristic pack and I just am not vibing with the pack? Like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna do like 1 or 2 builds and then go back to my roots, or what's gonna happen? If it turns out that it's like an awesome pack, I'm sure that I'll love it, but as I'm imagining it in my head, I'm just like, no, you know? So that's making me a little bit nervous to think about that. It's not nice, but we'll figure something out once we get to that point. It's no use worrying about something that hasn't even been announced yet, you know, but I do think about it now and then. So anyways, but today we're building this house. I did have to change a few things about the exterior as well, of course, but I think I'm mainly stuck to the shape of the original house, and I do like how it turned out. I like the, what's it called, the front yard a whole lot. That was heavily inspired by the real picture, but they used like different sorts of tiles and some fenced up areas with like little pebbles and stuff, and there were still plants. I don't know, I really like the front yard of this build. It's very different. It's very cementy and asphalty. Asphalt? Is that an English word? I don't know. It's very gray, but I think it works with the rest of the house. So yeah, we're not supposed to be talking about the exterior as we're doing the interior, but I always have a floor plan picture up on my second monitor as I'm doing the voiceover, and the fact that the front yard just looks so different from what I usually do is really pleasing to me, so I'm a little bit intrigued by it. I didn't come up with it myself, so I'm like looking at like, that's nice. Why did they do that? I like how that works. Okay. Should definitely be looking at more pictures of landscaping in the future, I think. You sometimes just need to like refresh or not, how do you phrase that? Just like look at inspiration pictures. What? Inspiration pictures to get some new ideas and stuff, like refresh ideas and stuff like that. So I'll probably sit down at some point sometime soon and get some new ideas, or I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, so have we done the downstairs already? I made like a little corner with a home office as well on the downstairs on the ground floor. There is kind of like a middle space, or where you step down the platforms. I made, instead of using stairs from the front door down to the ground level, if you will, I decided to use platforms because I love the look of platforms in The Sims, although they are a little bit difficult to use now and then, but we'll not get into that today, not today. But I decided to use those. So right by the bottom of the platform stairs, there's kind of like an open space, but I could not fit in the dining table there, so it is what it is. But other than that, I do like how the flow is on the bottom floor. And now we are working on the bedrooms on the second floor. And this is for the parents. It's quite open as well. I don't know. There's something about this house that's just very open. Maybe I was inspired by my old builds and I thought like, yeah, lots of empty space with absolutely no furniture. That is a good idea. Let's do it. If you haven't watched that video, you should definitely go check it out, because it's really fun to go back and look at some of your older builds and then just be like, why did I do that? Like, who made this decision? Was that really me? I would never do that now. I don't know. It's kind of fun to look at some of my older builds. I kind of want to do another one because I have so many builds on the gallery, so there are plenty to choose from. I feel like I must have deleted some of the very first ones that I've released, because the ones that were up, I don't know, maybe I just ended up not sharing them, and because I have another computer, I'm working on another computer than the one that I started playing The Sims 4 on. I just don't have them in my library anymore because it didn't transfer the tray files. Maybe, so it wouldn't surprise me if I just decided not to share the first ones that I built, because I am generally quite I'm my own worst critic. Is that how you call it? Is that how you say that? I feel like that's how you say that. So I get very like, this is not good enough. That's what I said in the video too. Like, I was so proud of those builds back then, but now I look at the stuff that I do and I'm never really like, I don't get the same feeling about my builds anymore, because I don't know. Maybe I just have too much. I've built too many things by now. Maybe that's it. But I know for a fact that unless I was super proud of a build that I'd done, I would never share it. So I have builds today as well that I've just never finished because I didn't like how the shell turned out, even though you should always trust the process, because the build looks completely different once it gets color on it, or landscaping around it, or details to the exterior for that matter. Never just drop a build right away. Always try to save it, because you could, like, some of the best builds that I feel like I've done have definitely been a whole process, if you get what I mean. Like, they've been a little bit like completely messy at the start, but then somehow they work at the end. Does that make sense? It's kind of like a haircut. Like, it always looks like a mess once the hairdresser starts, but then at the end, hopefully it looks good. Sometimes not so much, but most of the time I want to think that it looks good, you know? So just like believe the process. Totally philosophical today, but you know, whatever. I also had a couple of days off last week. You might have noticed that I didn't upload much last week, but basically my sister came to visit. My sister and her boyfriend came to visit Thursday. I almost said first day. Thursday, and then Saturday was my dad's birthday, so I went to his house, and just celebrated his birthday. He's an older guy by now, so we got to celebrate him good. And yeah, so I've had a couple of days off. It's kind of difficult when you do YouTube for a living to take vacations and stuff, because you still have to, before you go on vacation or just go on a work trip or whatever, you have to work double before you go, which is kind of a lot when you already work many hours a week. So instead of doing that for last week, I basically just decided to take a couple of days off, and it was refreshing. So I'm back and I'm ready to make lots and lots of videos this week, and we're gonna get back into themes as well. So if you have any ideas for any themes you want to see, let me know. I already have a ton, but if you have more, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm always ready to note them down in my planner. And yeah, let's make some good videos this week, right? So I'm super excited to get back into recording again, or I did that already by recording this bit. You get what I mean anyways. And yeah, I'm behind on, if you follow the vlog channel, the lifestyle channel, I'm a little bit behind. I had to split up last week's vlog into two, and I didn't get enough time to edit the second part, so hopefully that'll be up as well today, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm also, okay, so as you guys know, I know we're not talking about the landscaping here at all, but we're going to talk a little bit about plants. As you guys know, I have plants. I have some plants in my apartment, and apparently there's a new plant shop that has opened here in my city, so I'm gonna be going this week, and I'm so excited. I promised myself that I wouldn't buy more plants. I just got a Begonia maculata, I think it's called. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's beautiful. She's a queen. She is decorated, like she's in my office right now because I decided that I wanted plants for my office now. So she's grazing the background in my office at this time. But I decided or promised myself that after buying that one, I wouldn't buy more plants, and I've changed my mind. So I'm getting more plants, and it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to love it, but I don't know where to put them. I'll figure it out though. But yeah, they have a new plant shop, and I'm super excited about it. It's the little things, you know? It's the little things. Like, you really gotta just appreciate a new plant shop opening in your city. So, but let's talk about the landscaping for this build instead of real life plants that, if you want to see them, by the way, I was about to say that you're never gonna see anyways, but if you do want to see them, follow my Instagram. That's also where you can send me a DM with your Disney Emoji Blitz screenshot, by the way, just saying. So like, if you already have done that, follow me and you want to see plants, follow me over there. There's a link to my Instagram in the description box, but I like to post pictures of my plants on my stories sometimes just because they're beautiful. They're all queens, so they deserve some attention now and then, you know? But anyways, I don't usually place these sort of stone rugs on top of tiles, but I actually like the look of it as long as they're not the completely same tone of gray, which they were at the start. That's why I changed it. I know I ended up using one from the Star Wars pack. I am so sorry, but you can change it to whatever if you decide to download this house and you don't have the pack, because I know that a lot of people don't, and I usually don't use it. But that tile was actually perfect. At least I think it's from the Star Wars pack. To be honest, I'm not fully certain that it is, but I think it is. So if you don't have that pack, just change the tile to another one, or when you download the house from the gallery, you'll get a question, I think, as well. If you are missing one pack, also, I'm going to make sure to fix the terrain paint here on the left side before I upload it to the gallery, so don't worry about that. I realized there is a whole, like, long stripe of tiles with ugly terrain on it, but I'll fix that before it's uploaded to the gallery. But anyways, if you don't have that tile, just change it to another one, or when you download the build and you place it down, I think it's going to ask you if you want the tile or other items exchanged with items that you do have that are similar, just say yes or say no, whichever you prefer. But I just felt like it looked good with the stone rug, so that's why I ended up using it. However, I've never used this tile before, and I probably will not use it a lot. So just not because it's from Journey to Batu, to be honest, just because I don't like it on its own. Like, it's a little bit too much on its own for me, you get what I mean? So probably not going to be using it a whole lot anyways. Also, if you do decide to download my build, as always, I would love to see you guys use my builds in your games. So you can always tag me on Twitter or tag me in a picture on Instagram or in a story or whatever. I would love to see it. I always get this like warm fuzzy feeling in my stomach when, like, no kidding, to this day I still get, I say to this day, I've been making videos since 2017, so I feel like I'm a veteran by now. But anyways, I always get this like warm fuzzy feeling in my stomach when I see people use my stuff. So if you ever decide to download anything and you want to share it with me, I would love to see it. Just saying, like, would love to see it. Either on Twitter or on Instagram, you can always just tag me and it would make me very, very, very happy. I completely lost the ability to speak right there. But anyways, we are at the end of the video, so I'm going to be wrapping up this voiceover now. If you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And the tray files, as always, will be on my Patreon for those of you who are interested. That is linked to in the description box today, I think. So just scroll down a little bit and you'll see a link. If you like Roblox, check out my Roblox channel. If you like lifestyle videos, check out my lifestyle channel, even though the vlog is a little bit late this week, but I will catch up eventually. Don't worry about that. Both channels are linked to in the description box for those of you who are interested. And yeah, I think that is about it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Before the sun goes down, it's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you do.